Shabbat Shalom. This is the second week in the Hebrew month of Elul, the last week of the Jewish calendar, and in a few short weeks, you'll be opening the Ark once again. In a few short weeks, it is going to be Rosh Hashanah, and it is a time of rejuvenation and renewal of our Hebrew year. Tonight we come to the sanctuary, each of us with a different need. Some of us come to find community. Tomorrow, Asher will be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. Some are here because we are grieving and remembering a yortzeit. Whatever our reason for coming tonight to the sanctuary, let's take a moment to breathe in the peace, the joy, and the love of Shabbat. And as we prepare for Shabbat, you might notice when you came into the sanctuary this evening that we have a different Siddur. Why are we using the Siddur, you might ask? Well, this Siddur has a Slichot service in it. Slichot is the holiday that comes on the Saturday night before Rosh Hashanah. Traditionally, we do a Slichot service at midnight, but none of us are staying up that late anymore. So we moved the Slichot service to about 7 o'clock. And we saw that the readings in our Siddur lend themselves to preparing our souls and our hearts and minds for the new year. So we'll take a few moments to read in the Siddur any kind of prayer or meditation or reading that you'd like, and let us begin our service this evening with the singing of Come. continue in our Sidurim on page 4. Our sages teach, wherever 10 Jews live, they must set up a building where they can come together to pray. Such a place is called a Beit Knesset, a house of assembly, a synagogue. And so we learn, wherever 10 gather in prayer, the divine presence is among them. There is holiness in community, for in community we meet the Holy One. Hinei ma tov, how good it is to be together, how good to gather as one people before our God, who cherishes the uniqueness of each soul. Hinei ma tov, precious is the gift of community, blessed the joy of our gathering. We continue on the next page, a reading about the month of Elul. Before we slip too quickly into the season of the soul, let there be a Sabbath of Sabbaths for the heart. Let's read responsively. Before the music of creation's majesty, let there be a silent praise of existence. Before the feast of sanctified words, let there be a poetry of solitude.
Before we enter the palace of prayer, let us find within ourselves a place of calm.
Before we revel in the wondrous and sublime, let there be an honest inward gaze.
Before the rites and ceremonies of awe, let there be quieter days, an island of attentiveness.
We continue on page 10. It is my pleasure to invite to the bima to sanctify our Shabbat candles, Dr. Mark Weiss.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'halakneh shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, teaching us holiness through sacred obligations, giving us the mitzvah of bringing light on Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
That's my son's retired pediatrician. I don't just hug anybody. I just want to be really straight with, We continue in our Sidurim on page 14 with Shir Chadash. Continue in our Sidurim on page 22. We're going to be singing Lecha Dodi, and we're going to be adding an additional verse. So we're going to sing the first verse, Lecha Dodi, first and second verse. When we get to the 9th verse, I'm going to have everyone rise as one congregation. We're going to face the rear of the sanctuary as if we are ceremonially welcoming the Sabbath bride into our midst. Page 22, Lecha Dodi. We stay standing for Baruch Hu, which can be found on page 26. my pleasure to invite the Bima at this time to lead us in Ma'ariv Aravim, which can be found on page 28, Asher Kunz.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteah se'arim, uvit vuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, sader et hakol havim, b'mishrehotehem barakia kirtsono, b'rei yom v'layla, goleo or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai Shevaot Samo, El Hai v'kayam tami yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Love beyond all space and time, your love enfolds your people, Yisrael. We receive it in your teachings, your gift of Torah, sacred obliviations, discipline, and law. So let us speak these teachings when we lie down and rise up, and find joy forever in your Torah and mitzvot. They are the very essence of our life, ours to ponder and study all our days. May we never lose or be unworthy of your love. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We continue in our Sidurim on pages 32 and 33 with Shema. Will the congregation please rise?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 34 with Via Hafta, and a quick reminder that when we get to the bottom of page 34, we turn the page and get the rest of the Via Hafta. We're used to it being on one page. In this Siddur, it's on two. So I just wanted to give you the heads up.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'elem asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, vidibartam bam, beshivtecha beveitecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, uvshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot bein einecha. Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitacha uvisharecha leman tizkeru ba'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
We continue on the bottom of page 41. When Israel went forth from Egypt, we went forth. Behind us now the speech of strangers, ahead the freedom to speak our own words and discover the holy. Witnessing this, the great sea fled, the river changed its course, the mountains danced like rams, the hills like sheep. Sea, river, and mountains, what has become of you? Why flee? Change course. Why dance like rams and sheep? Stand in awe, all the earth. The God of Jacob turns rock to water, stone to a gushing stream. Life changes course in an instant. Sing from the heart, awaken to life's wonders. We continue with Mi Chamocha on page 40. We continue on the bottom of page 43. Only in you my soul finds quiet. My rescue comes from you. You, my rock, still point of the turning world. I hold fast and will not fall. We continue on page 42 with Hashkivenu, a protection prayer.
We are going to continue now by singing Vishamru, our prayer that reminds us that it is Shabbat, that we are commanded to guard and keep Shabbat. So we will continue together on page 46.
השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם.
We come now to our congregational tefillah, the Shemona Esrei, which can be found in our Sidurim starting on page 48. Will the congregation please rise?
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh hakol, ve'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, lim'an shemo be'ahavam, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechaye mitim atarav lehoshia, morid hatal, mechakel chayim bechesed, mechaye mitim berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofech oholim, umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar michamocha ba'al gevurot umido melech melech melihit umechayem
ונאמנת להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We continue on page 58. Incredible splendor, ethereal, delicate, what transparency. With one slight breath drawn from the deep breast, the pattern that we know ceases to be. Uprooted, everything is flying. No wonder that a tree is soaring. There is no miracle, and not one thing is hidden. Everything's revealed, the tree, the whole tree soaring. Raise your voice, no echo. You bend your head, no shadow. You are lighter than the webs of late September. Matter shakes off the burden of its weight, as riffling a book's pages frees it of words. We come now to a very special tradition that we have here at Congregation Etz Chaim. You see, our B'nai Mitzvah processes start about a year before a child has his or her B'nai Mitzvah. And even though our students don't begin to meet with their B'nai Mitzvah tutors to start studying for their B'nai Mitzvah until about 9 months prior to their date, families begin to realize that the B'nai Mitzvah process is really happening when their child becomes eligible to sign in the year before their special day. So tonight, we have a special opportunity to publicly begin one person's B'nai Mitzvah journey and to watch a veteran share his knowledge. So it's my pleasure to invite to the Bima Samantha Casper. And Asher, I'm going to have you come back to the Bima to share in this special moment. Samantha, Asher and I stand here together to give you this JPS commentary. That's your cue. Give her the JPS. There you go. Okay. And you're going to use this over the next year to learn more about the Torah, the same Torah portion that Asher has, you have as well. And you share the same Torah portion, Ki Teitzei. Now, before the service, we already showed Samantha where she could sign in to get every service credit for this next year, since you need 13, but you got one tonight, so now you only need to come to 12 more services. How cool is that? You know, Asher's bar mitzvah tomorrow. You can start with Asher. There you go. So next year, you, Samantha, are going to stand here the night before your B'nai Mitzvah, and you're going to present next year's student with his or her JPS commentary. And hopefully, Asher, you're going to return and come and read Torah for us. That's our custom. If there is anyone else who has had Ki Teitzei as their Torah portion, I'm going to invite you to the Bima at this time. Did anybody else, do you remember if Ki Teitzei was your portion? Oh, it's all good. So why don't we have everybody please rise as I convey a blessing upon Samantha and Asher. Yeverechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha vayikunecha Yisa Adonai panav elecha vayasem lecha shalom vayasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine upon you. May God's countenance grant you the most precious gift of peace. And let us say together, Amen. Amen. Please be seated. Good job. At this time, in our worship service, our thoughts turn to those of our community and families who are ill and in need of healing. We think tonight of Rabbi Bruce Goldwasser, Rabbi Fred Wanger, Lila Rashofsky, Len Schultzman, John Eulenberg, Freda Unaganst, Peggy McGrath, Scott Stewart, Kelly Moses, Ron Halverson, Catherine Bernstein Kennelly, Vernon English, David Menikoff, Valerie Van Sickle, and all others who suffer, whom we know not by name. Misha Berach, Avotenu, Avraham Yitzchak, V'Yaakov, Ve'imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, V'Leah, Hu Yivarech v'Rapeh et Kol Cholei Yisrael, Vayishlach lahem bimheira, Refuah Shlema, Refuah Nefesh, Refuah Guf, and Omar, Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all who are stricken. May the Holy One of Praise mercifully restore them to health and to vigor. May God grant them health of body, health of spirit, and of mind. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
We continue with Misha Berach on page 77. For the state of Israel is not found in these particular Sidurim, but it is my pleasure at this time to invite Maxine Coons to the Bima to lead us in that prayer.
Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for the state of Israel and for all Israel's inhabitants. Source of life, bless and strengthen those who defend the land and ensure their safe and speedy return home. Protect and guide them. Holy and Blessed One, show Israel's leaders your path so they may act with wisdom, courage, and dedication, and that they may be unwavering in their pursuit of peace. Strengthen their hearts, but keep them from hardening. Freer of the captives, return all of those who are kidnapped safe and sound to their homes, without the spilling of more innocent blood, without any more souls being tarnished by horrific acts. Master of compassion, help us to hold the humanity and the heartache of the Jewish people, while also holding the humanity and the dignity of the Palestinian people. As we are made in your image, remind us of your ways. Spread over us your shelter of peace and fulfill the vision of your prophets. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. They shall never again know war.
We continue on page 70 with the singing of Shalom Rav, followed by silent meditation.
Shalom Rav, Yisrael, Tasi
continue now on page 8 with an excerpt from Psalm 27. This is a psalm that is traditionally recited in the month of Elul on page 8. As we are in this month leading up to the high holidays, we include these words of Achat Sha'alti. It's okay if you don't know the melody, and if you do, please join me. Achat Sha'alti meit Adonai oto avakesh. Achat Sha'alti meit Adonai oto avakesh. Shivti beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai lachazot benoam Adonai ulevaker behechalot lachazot benoam Adonai ulevaker behechalot.
In my quest to get out of my comfort zone, I'm going to be speaking tonight about the question, is the golden age of Judaism ending in America? And I take this title from an article that was published last March in the Atlantic Monthly. And Franklin Foer, the author, premised that anti-Semitism on both sides of the political aisle threatened to end a time of safety and prosperity for Jewish Americans. And I gotta tell you, his article was pretty grim and very long. It gave examples of experiences that younger people were having on college campuses and high schools, in office workspaces, and even with their neighbors, which supported the author's premise that things seem to be changing for the worse. The examples that the author gave in his articles included that of a student whose classmates at Berkeley High School were preparing a walkout to protest against Israel, and she and her Jewish counterparts didn't want to participate in this walkout, and they felt frightened by the tenor of rhetoric that they were hearing from their friends. The author gave more examples of what was going on in Berkeley, such as teachers in the teachers' union holding a teach-in even when the classes had nothing to do and no connection to international affairs. Students in that area were given a list of books to use in their classes, and one of those books described how a group of bullies called Zionists wanted land, so they stole it. But we didn't need to go to Berkeley to hear about this happening. We could hear about it and see it in our own backyard. The Democratic Convention in Chicago was surrounded by Palestinian protesters. We read and hear about Jewish university professors whose work is quietly and sometimes not so quietly being canceled. They're being shunned by their peers only because they are Jewish. And of course, a true story of a school district in Cook County whose students staged a walkout to support the Palestinian cause. One of the teachers called me to tell me about how frightening and frankly disheartening it was to see so many kids following the crowd. Look, let me be clear. No one is saying that people shouldn't protest. No one is saying Israel is right and the Palestinians are wrong. I'm not making a stand about that here. I'm only talking about the experience that Jewish people are having in their daily lives and in their workplaces, which led this author to claim that the golden age of Judaism is ending in America. And after I read this article, I couldn't argue with his premise. We can agree that we have a sense of collective anxiety and fear as we witness what's emerging in America. No one can say that since October 7th of last year, we've been thrown into a state of increased anxiety, trauma, and fear, sometimes about living in this country. I had to give a session last fall after October 7th about should we still put a mezuzah on our doorposts? Is it safe to walk around with Hebrew on our t-shirts or a Jewish star around our neck? Franklin Foer goes on to define the issue as he sees it. He says that anti-Semitism is a mental habit that is deeply embedded in both Christian and Muslim thinking. It has a tendency to fixate on the Jews, to place them at the center of the narrative, overstating their role in society and describing them as the root cause of any unwanted phenomenon, even though Jews constitute less than 0.5% of the global population. Foer goes on for many pages, listing the history of Judaism in America and how we got to where we are today. His premise is that if we continue on our current course, it's going to be the end of the golden age of not only Judaism, but also of America itself. Now it's Shabbat, and I don't mean to depress you, so now I want to give you another thought. And this thought comes from the response that Yehuda Kurtzer gave a few months later. In his podcast, he states that we don't have to ascribe to Franklin's dire prediction of the Jewish American future. He believes that if we are indeed the heirs of this golden age, then it's our responsibility to sustain it and increase it. America represents a story of continuity. Many of us came here from another place. My grandparents were immigrants from Europe. We are from every continent around the world. And through this process of continuity, we have become the creators and inheritors of an extraordinary Judaism, one that transcends the various denominations of conservative, Reform, and Orthodox, and it even defies geography. We live in America, but we have various degrees of support for Israel. So as Jews, we have two societies that we have access to, American and Israeli society. But obviously, most of us, despite access to Israel, we have chosen to live here. And in this choice, it shows our plurality, that we are Jews in America, inheritors of a great age, and now responsible to continue this golden time. So the question is, how do we do that? Well, back to the story of the session that I gave last fall after October 7th. I said that yes, we should keep our mezuzah on the doorposts. We should wear our Jewish stars if it is meaningful to us. We should also be prudent. I advocated to make good decisions. Should I wear a large Jewish star outside my shirt in downtown Chicago during the Democratic Convention? Probably not. But I could wear it inside my shirt because I am proud to be Jewish, but I can also be proud quietly. And to that teacher who called me about the walkout at her school, what did I do? I called her principal, and I had a hard conversation about him, about his support of the walkout and how it was affecting his Jewish teachers. He thanked me for the call, and the end of the story is he met with the Jewish teachers, and they explained to him their experience of working in his school, and overall, everyone left with a deeper understanding and connection to one another. I've told this story before, about how one of my congregants, Marcia, after she moved into her new home, she brought a challah to her Muslim neighbors, despite the fact that she did have some fear about how it would be received. And the end of that story is that they embraced her, and they are still today her friends. Last Sunday, I was invited to attend a barbecue at a mosque in Glen Ellen. And the overall theme of the conversations I had with the leaders at that mosque was about our mutual need for one another's support, that despite our differences on the Israel-Palestinian issue, we agreed that we need each other, and that we need to show up for each other's communities because in America, we can take such actions, and that is what makes our country golden. Finally, like Yehuda Kurtzner said in his podcast, we can't decide which period of history we are born into, but we can decide what kind of Jews we want to be in that era. We have to be willing to call principals of schools and superintendents and call on our Muslim friends and neighbors and listen to each other. We have to listen to the experiences and narratives on both sides, even when the conversations are difficult to have. And that is how we can have hope that the golden age of Judaism in America will not end. Despite the recent uptick in anti-Semitism, we can prevail if we are willing to reach out to others and be allies and maybe even unlikely friends. And so now at the Oneg, I want you to ask of each other, do you think the golden age of Judaism is ending? Or is it just changing and giving us an opportunity to shape it into something different? Maybe even something better for the sake of our children's futures and our future. May this be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Ricardo Martinez with some announcements on behalf of the board. Thank you to our usher, Julie, and our security team. Mazel Tov, Samantha, on receiving your Torah commentary. Mazel Tov, Asher Coons and your family on becoming bar mitzvah. Join us tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. to celebrate Asher being called to the Torah. Join Rabbi Koznowski on Wednesday evening at 7:30 via Zoom to learn how to prepare spiritually for the high holidays. You can register online or by calling the office. Join us for a weekend of Slihot celebrations, starting with a special Shabbat service on Friday, September 27th, with special guests Lapidus and Miles. Music for people of conscience. Micah Lapidus, a Reform rabbi and composer, and Melvin Miles, a highly regarded soloist with the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church Choir, the former pulpit of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., believe in the power of music to connect us. Come to welcome Shabbat, listen to great music, and remember what Tikkun Olam, or repairing the world, is all about. Then, on Saturday, take a moment to check in with yourself and prepare for the high holidays with a Kiddush Club Slihot service, a shofar-themed adult learning opportunity, Shofar So Good, a pasta and salad dinner, and a Slihot service with music from our high holiday choir, and the first shofar blast of the season. Registration for High Holidays is open. Visit mycec.org/HH for more information. For more information on upcoming events, check out our weekly happenings email. Please join us after services for a wonderful Oneg sponsored by the Coons family in honor of Asher. Shabbat Shalom.
As we prepare to begin our concluding prayers, it is my pleasure to invite Mike Coons to the Bima to open our ark as we continue on page 78 with Aleinu. Will the congregation please rise?
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakom, la'teit kedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyen haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu Mishtachavim
Please be seated. At this time in our worship service, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth and whose yortzeit we commemorate this Shabbat. We remember with tremendous love Hyman Bogalub, grandfather of Phil Bogalub, Selma Armin, grandmother of Rachel Yackley, Philip Karen, grandfather of Lisa Margulis, Murray Friedman, father of Cindy Viano, Hilda Gershman, grandmother of Michelle Slogoff, Lee Kaplan, mother of Patricia Friedman, Morris Friedland, father of Gerald Friedland, Rona Albert, mother of Howard Albert, Max Pfeffer, father of Howard Pfeffer, Ida Siegel, mother of Harvey Siegel, Harry Cantor, father of Laura Berry, Elliot Zeidel, father of Jeff Zeidel, Ida Antman, aunt of Judith Stein, Samalia Sarku, mother of Moni Sarku, Terry Frankel, sister-in-law of Dina Fruin, Dennis Babcock, father of Ricardo Martinez, John Kane, brother-in-law of Sherry Kaiser, Irene Farr, mother of Gail Farr, Nicole Simon, late wife of Grant Simon, Phyllis Eatman, mother of Laura Eatman, Betty Goldberg, stepmother of Susan Wilkerson, Elaine Gale Neustadt, mother of Allison Gorman, Vivian Yellen, mother of Gina Bogan, Dorothy Berg, aunt of Laura Talbot, Max Joseph Cantor, Louis Schissel, and we mourn the recent passing of Thomas Hertz, uncle of Alexis Brooks. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as together we recite Kadisha Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found in our Sidurim on page 86. Will the congregation please rise?
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, B'alma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, B'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chayed achol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shemei dekudasha, barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav.
Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Ve'imru, ve'imru, ve'imru amen. Ve'imru, ve'imru, ve'imru amen.
Please be seated. Our closing song this evening is the same as our opening song, Come All of You, and bless the one who blesses all of us.
Do
At this time, it's my pleasure to invite the Coons family to come to the bima as we recite together Kiddush and Motzi. You can follow along with Kiddush starting on page 10 in your Siddur. Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techilah lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidasha, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava u'ratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon. B'tei avon, everyone. May we always have hope in our hearts as we prepare in this month of Elul to greet the new year with sweetness and with hope. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat.